Hi everyone, again my name is Jeff. Thanks so much for coming this evening. I want to talk to you about favors. For about 6 years I worked in a favor factory where I produced favors for many people. Not wedding favors though, not that we're giving those out for some reason at weddings still. But a favor is doing something nice for somebody when you don't necessarily get something in exchange. You're not bartering, you're not getting money, you're not getting something as a guarantee. But that doesn't mean that you don't get anything in return or there's no reward. They're not completely altruistic, right? In fact, the best favors benefit both parties. And you've heard that phrase, one good deed deserves another. If you think about it, it means like you do something nice for somebody and something nice will happen back to you. And what I'm talking about isn't always just like portrayed as a favor, like, can you do me a favor? Can you help me move this weekend? Sometimes it's portrayed as good customer service, Midwest values, country store style. I mean, these are all things that people think of as, that's what I'm thinking about when I'm talking about favors and making exceptions for people. At some point there was a death of favors. I'm not sure if it was Walmart, or Henry Ford, or Microsoft Excel, or your database. At some point though, companies decided that it made more sense to get more out of the customer financially than it did to just make some exceptions for people and build long-term relationships. In essence, companies like turned themselves into commodities. It didn't matter if you shopped at Marsh or Kroger or Sahara Mart or even like Bloomington Foods. If you were only competing on price, like what incentive do you have to shop there anymore? Maybe they compete on experience a little bit and different product mix, but when it comes down to a financial motivator, they turned themselves into a commodity. One thing to think about is that this is more than just what you can get from the person right now. So these various efficiency rules that are like plugged into the databases and scales, I think are ruining us. I think you shouldn't treat everyone equally. I mean, I know that may sound crazy, but you should treat your like good customers great. You should treat your poor customers in a way that makes them good customers, or you should get rid of your poor customers. That's okay too. This is sometimes called like excellent customer service or like great customer service. You hear about customer service heroes at like Zappos or Nordstrom or something. I think of that as just service. That's just what you should do. It's like when a restaurant advertises fresh food. I'm like, well, that's like the baseline of the quality of food that I want is fresh food, you know? It's the same thing when it comes to service. It's just the baseline. So we need these relationships to form a better society, and I think that's the bigger picture here, is that when you have these relationships and you build up these things, everybody is happier. So like loyalty cards that you put onto your keychains or membership numbers or CRMs that big companies have that track all of your information, I think are needed in a large-scale system, but of course I hate them. I mean, I can't imagine going to like my favorite bar and the bartender asking to scan my like keychain card for like a discount on my drink. How about you just go to the bar a lot, tip well, and the bartender knows you? Or also on the other side, like the bartender and the bar owner hire good people to know their customers. Of course, these relationships really aren't just for business owners. I think everybody should be doing more favors. When you Google doing favors for people, it says stuff like, don't do it, it's a waste of time, you get sucked in. And I mean, if anybody here has that problem, like don't be at Ignite on Thursday night, you know, go home and work on your life goals. You know, I think we all probably have some room to help others and do favors. And I think you put that goodwill out into the world and then it comes back to you. And I think people will help you later. So never let no be your first response when somebody asks you for a favor, and certainly not when somebody's asking for help. And also don't be that kind of person that's like, hey, I did something for you, I need something back. Just like put your goodwill out there, and that should really help you. So in summary, like, you know, if you're doing favors, you should keep doing them. If you're in a position at your company to allow like a few favors and exceptions when it comes to customer service, like just try it out. I mean, you don't have to like ruin your whole business concept. Just try it out, see what happens when you do some exceptions. If you're hesitant to do favors personally for others, you know, see what happens. Try it. Now there are some caveats. Like if somebody asks you to bury a dead body in winter, don't do that. It's just too much work, too much work. Also, never do a favor for somebody like marrying somebody. Like, don't marry somebody unless it's for a green card, which will result in like a romantic comedy that is like hilarious, I'm sure. So just do more favors for people, make exceptions. Thanks.